for you guys to give a Waxahachie welcome to Keith Ray.
Thank y'all so much. My name is Willie James, wanna play a little tune about dancing with the devil in the wandering moon. Spout a few lines in case you wanna know. Get a good look down into my gypsy soul. This vagabond life takes me all around. Don't know why I can't settle down. Never have more money than I can spend. Know these railroad tracks are my very best friend. I get around some, I get around some. Pretty soon I'll be gone, I'll be back for too long. I get around some. Yeah, my wife and Willie Jr. run the farm on the hill. Gotta grow enough corn to feed the moonshine still. Sell them jugs where the river runs wide. Got 3 more children on the other side. I get around some. Yeah, I get around some. Pretty soon I'll be gone, but I'll be back for too long. I get around some. Yeah, my name is Willie James, hope you like my little rhymes. Hope it helps you think of me from time to time. Till the cool breeze blows me back this way. My little tune is done, that's all I got to say. Except I get around some. Said I get around some. Soon I'll be gone, I'll be back for too long. I get around some. Pretty soon I'll be gone, but I'll be back for too long. I get around some. Sure do get around some. Thank you very, 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 very much. Yeah, I come here to play, but I also come here to hang out with Randy and Mom.
Such a good boy.
I know. I do what I'm told. This is a song off the first record. This is a song that, speaking of the boss, Ken Gaines, I went to a seminar that Ken taught on Find the Groove, Find the Groove, Find the Groove. And then I went out after that seminar onto the patio at J.P. Hobbs' house, and I wrote this little groove song. Zoe, you know exactly what it is that I'm thinking. We could find heaven if the day's end just over the hill. You're a bright enough girl to embrace my line of logic, but your heart's in a place where I don't think that it ever will. When you live in a world where the impossible It's a headline from yesterday's news. Your dreams could be near, so slip on your paradise shoes. Paradise shoes. Zoe, I don't think this freeway can get us to Boston. Right around Birmingham, we hit a big bump in the road. And I know you had your heart set on tasting some chowder, but all things considered, a cheeseburger seems more apropos. When you live in a world where the impossible is a headline from yesterday's news, your dreams could be near, so slip on your paradise shoes. Paradise shoes. Zoe, I pray you and I could be friends in the long run. Could take quite a while though for this brand of anger to die. And it wasn't so much my need to keep taking chances as it was your silly notion to simply not try. When you live in a world where the impossible is a headline from yesterday's news, your dreams could be near, so slip on your paradise shoes. Zoe, I hear what you're saying, but I've seen the Beatles and the Man on the Moon. My dreams are right here, so slip on my paradise shoes. Paradise shoes. Paradise shoes. Paradise shoes. Paradise shoes. Thank you so very, very, very much. There are harmonica-friendly hats and harmonica-unfriendly hats, and this is a new hat. This is my Panama hat that was made in Ecuador. Here's my free economics lesson for tonight. I started playing harmonica in 1978. Honer Marine bands cost $5.50. The combs were made of wood. They would swell, they'd blister, and I'd end up with splinters on my lips. The reeds were made out of brass. Occasionally I would break one, and I have swallowed a few. These current models are Seidels. They're handmade in Germany. The combs are plastic. The reeds are stainless steel, so no splinters, and I've yet to bust a reed. The downside is these are $62 a piece. That, my friends, is the definition of inflation. Here's a little blues thing. This is off the new record. This is called My Sweet Loretta. I'm going back to Mississippi. I'm going back with my hat in my hand. Gotta find my sweet Loretta. No, she's the best I ever had. Yeah, she was raised up on that cornbread. She was weaned on country ham. She was schooled by her dear mama on what it takes to love a man. So I'm going back to Mississippi. I'm going back with my hat in my hand. Gotta find my sweet Loretta. No, she's the best I ever had. Well, I still ain't found my sweet Loretta, though I've been searching high and low. Made it almost up to Jackson. Still got a long, long way to go. And that's why I'm going back to Mississippi. I'm going back, yeah, with my hat in my hand. Gotta find my sweet Loretta. No, she's the best I ever had. Gotta find my sweet Loretta, boy. No, she's the best I ever had. Yeah, she's the best I ever had. Say she's the best I ever had. This is definitely a harmonica unfriendly hat. Well, here's a song that's not on any record yet. It's quite unlike the manual. See you strung out in some deserted alley. Like the animal in sight, strike and strike again. Well, there's no need for looking back. The future's laid out neatly there before you. And come tomorrow morning, things will never be the same. Come tomorrow morning, you'll be feeling all the pain. You think I'd just pass you by, my sweet lily of the valley? Just leave you lying there, lonesome, long untold along the trail. But there's no sense in letting go. Your fears come creeping in from all around you. Come tomorrow morning, things will never be the same. Come tomorrow morning, you'll be feeling all the pain. Maybe it'll ease your aggravation, or somehow help you live within the pain. Know you could have done anything you wanted, it would have all turned out the same. Yeah. So when you're out on the street, you run into John or Jean or Sally, it'll be your place to say, oh yes, I knew him well. Well, there I've gone and blown it now. Your future lays within the ground below you. And come tomorrow morning, things will never be the same. Come tomorrow morning, you'll be feeling all the pain. Come tomorrow morning, one fine day, you'll end up lying in the rain. I think I'm going to do a brand new one right here. Most of you, I think, have met Deb, my partner. We've known each other since 4th grade in Indiana. And we reconnected after 36 years. And my story, and I've got a song later that tells you a little more about it, but I wandered Texas aimlessly for 36 years to find the girl of my dreams that I grew up 4 blocks away from in Indiana. For 2 years, well, I lived in Houston at the time, and she was living in Longview. And for 2 years, I drove back and forth. I worked 4 days a week in Houston. I spent 3 nights in a motel, and then I would spend the weekends in Longview. Wednesday was the worst day in the world because I knew I wasn't going anywhere except for back to the motel room. That's where this song came from. Gotta get back to my 4th grade lass, watching sand sift through an hourglass, waiting for one more day to pass, till tomorrow, till tomorrow. Be in the arms of my best friend, that place where life both starts and ends. But I gotta wait for this journey to begin, till tomorrow, till tomorrow, till tomorrow, till tomorrow. Tomorrow waits like a foregone uncertainty, somewhere between the spiritual and the sublime. Tomorrow creeps like a thief in the shadows, just waiting for the plot to unwind, waiting for the plot to unwind. Not sure I can make one last rhyme. Even breathing's getting so hard to find. But all I gotta do is just keeping time till tomorrow. Till tomorrow. Till tomorrow. Till tomorrow. Till tomorrow. Till tomorrow. Thank you so much. This is a tuning that I learned from a fella named Dougie MacLean in Dunkeld, Scotland. I love saying Dougie MacLean. Now, I wrote this song about the town that Dougie lives in. This is called Dunkeld. From a tiny push-out village back in 1689, the stand was made for all that's holy, the day the sun would seldom shine. Whoa, whoa. In a land born out of revolution. Whoa, whoa. And a time not fit for make-believe. Lines were drawn to kill a Crocky, honoring both God and King. Klansmen proud in their conviction, unsure what the morrow brings. Whoa, whoa. As blood flowed down the Scottish hillside. Whoa, whoa. From the banks of the river they cried, Dunkeld. There's a price to pay for freedom, Dunkeld, and a cause worth more than life. Even the worst of circumstances cannot determine who we are, Dunkeld. The battle broke beneath the sunrise, lasting through the waking day. For the townsfolk knew what happened. The home they'd made was burned away. Whoa, whoa. Pillage in the name of reformation. Whoa, whoa. Now a smoldering memory remains of Dunkeld. There's a price to pay for freedom, Dunkeld, and a cause worth more than life. All the differences between us cannot deter the ones we are, Dunkeld. 300 years have come and gone since that great and awful day. The only memory of her heroes lay in unmarked narrow graves. Whoa, whoa. And songs that will not let them die in vain. Whoa, whoa. So to the glory of the Lord they cry, Dunkeld. There's a price to pay for freedom, Dunkeld, and a cause worth more than life, Dunkeld. use the love that's in you, Dunkeld, to overcome this strife. They can lay the bodies 6 feet under, but the faith will always stand in Dunkeld. Dunkeld, Dunkeld, Dunkeld. This is a song that I wrote coming back from the open mic one night. Listening to Little Steven's Underground on the radio, beating the snot out of the steering wheel of my old Ford pickup truck. Came up with this notion, had to race back to the house, get on Google to find out whether I'd made up something or if I'd created something that actually existed before. I'm pleased to announce tonight that there really is such a thing as honeysuckle wine. Having dinner at Grandma's on Saturday night, found this recipe been kept out of sight. Picked a basket of flowers off the vine and made us up a batch of that honeysuckle wine. Oh, honeysuckle wine, set my head to spinning. Honeysuckle wine make me feel so fine. It's a surefire recipe for a damn good time. Grab yourself a glass of that honeysuckle wine. Summer's afternoon, I'm hanging with my buds, tan up the track, running 4-wheelers in the mud. Got a yardbird on the grill, smelling mighty fine. Gonna wash it all down with that honeysuckle wine. Oh, honeysuckle wine, set my head to spinning. Honeysuckle wine make me feel so fine. It's a surefire recipe for a damn good time. Grab yourself a glass of that honeysuckle wine. Here we go. Now the girls know better than to mess with a man's cooking pride. Sides is too high for them to be sitting outside. They're in there at the table, passing the time and having a little nip off that honeysuckle vine. Oh, honeysuckle wine, set my head to spinning. Honeysuckle wine make me feel so fine. It's a surefire recipe for a damn good time. Grab yourself a glass of that honeysuckle wine. Mid-March, those flowers are in bloom. Get my basket out, pick enough to fill a room. Got no business to be any more divine, 'cause we just can't run out of that honeysuckle wine. No honeysuckle wine, set my head to spinning. Honeysuckle wine make me feel so fine. It's a surefire recipe for a damn good time. Grab yourself a glass of that honeysuckle wine. Oh, honeysuckle wine, set my head to spinning. Honeysuckle wine make me feel so fine. It's a surefire recipe for a damn good time. Grab yourself a glass of that honeysuckle wine. What was it we said earlier, Randy? Don't argue with mom?
Yeah, that's true. We said a lot of stuff earlier.
No, but that's the most important thing we said earlier.
It's the most important.
Absolutely. Well, I alluded to this song earlier. If you want the whole story, ask Deb to tell it to you, because she's the one who'll tell you the non-lies. There's a girl in Longview, Texas, eyes bright as blue bonnets in bloom, so she can see down into my soul, soothes me like a summer moon. Now there's one thing I can count on, aside from death and taxes. Yeah, I've got a lifeline, a girl in Longview, Texas. She was working at Denny's out of Interstate 20, just cross the Louisiana line. I stopped in for coffee on my way to Waxahachie. Knew this would take a little time, waiting on an explanation as I ordered toast and bacon. She told me she got off at 9. We talked until dawn, then I followed her home to the safest place that I'll ever find. To a girl in Longview, Texas, eyes bright as blue bonnets in bloom, so she can see down into my soul, soothes me like a summer moon. Now there's one thing I can count on, aside from death and taxes. Yeah, I've got a lifeline, a girl in Longview, Texas. Time after time, she answers the phone when I call, and time after time she's there to save me when I've come undone. Bailed me out of so many jams that I've lost count. I always promise her this'll be the last time, the last time. I stumbled out of the casino to the dirty streets arena, once again laying high and dry, when I pushed it all in with 7s and 10s. Knew I was out of my mind. From the quarter for the payphone, collect call, don't you know, to the only number I've got memorized. Now I'm on the Greyhound, traveling southbound, leaving all my worries behind. Back to a girl in Longview, Texas, eyes bright as blue bonnets in bloom, so she can see down into my soul, soothes me like a summer moon. Now there's one thing I can count on, aside from death and taxes. Yeah, I've got a lifeline, a girl in Longview, Texas. Yeah, I've got a lifeline, a girl in Longview, Texas. That's my story, and I'm sticking to it. Here's one that I introduce as the most intellectually deep lyric I believe I've ever written. 2, 3, 4. Won't you please excuse me? Been feeling mighty weak, so far drugged down in the valley, seem to never find my peak. Time to wash these well-worn Levi's, try and make a stand. Tired of these old cigarettes, think I'll try another brand. Head off to the wilderness with a heavy load to bear. Beg pardon, sir, do you know for sure who cuts the barber's hair? Who cuts the barber's hair? Well, it's been a real long time, boy, I've all been wondering where you've been. Oh, you must be joking, the color of my skin. It took 10 long days in Nassau, another week in Greece, to regain this palish outlook. We'll never find no peace. A personal state of crisis, I truly must declare. There's just no cure like to know for sure who cuts the barber's hair. Who cuts the barber's hair? That's my so-called state of crisis, plain as you can see. And if you hear me coming round, you best off just let me be. I'm a second cousin to the viper, and nephew of the rashest crow. And I'll never ever tell you, honey, anything you need to know. Cause when it comes to technicalities, I tend to become aware. There'll be no rest till I reach my quest, find a man cuts a barber's hair. Who cuts the barber's hair? Cut it short, cut it short. How, how, how. Here we go, here we go. Jack Saunders told me one time, don't ever take an instrument on the road with you unless you've got 3 songs to play on it, because it's just not worth doing if you don't have. Well, I carried this one around with 2 songs for a long, long time, and have finally written the 3rd song that is in this tuning. This song was just a little exercise that I came up with in my head one day. I introduce a character in the first verse. I use that character to introduce a second character in the next verse, that character to introduce a third character in the following verse, and I got 5 verses in and had to tell the rest of the story. This whole thing doesn't even have a chorus. It's just a funky little thing on the new record. It's called Tangled Web. There goes Slim Jim Hickory, jumpy as a cat on a hot tin roof. Best mind old Jim's trickery, lock your windows or your stuff will go poof. Old Jim fences his thievery through a fella called Trader J. He don't mind other folks' misery, seeing everybody's got bills to pay. Jay plays cards at a bar called the Liberty with a couple of lawyers and a deputy too. Take enough of an honest man's money, never know what he might be willing to do. Deputy sheriff, he was all a quiver. It seems he was in love with Jim Hickory's wife, a bleach bottle blonde by the name of Hillary. Never seen a woman cause so much strife. Revenue as they raided Jim's distillery, his sweet wife showed him just where to look. Trader J caught in a marker, and in the fray the deputy's life got took. Judge say, what's this tomfoolery? Lock his ass up and throw the key away. Poor old Slim Jim Hickory sitting in that cell until this very day. Trader J, he now owns a Liberty, living a peaceful life. And what became of Jim's gal Hillary? Well, she's now known as the judge's wife. Brings back that old homily Mama used to say to me, when first you're practicing deceivery, what a tangled web we weave. What a tangled web we weave. And here's your trivia question for tonight. And I've yet to have anybody give me the right answer, have I, Deb? Oh, what a tangled web we weave when first we practice to deceive. Whose quote is that? Anybody got any ideas? No, that's the first non. Like my Yeah, I know, mine too. Shakespeare's normally the very first guess. And last night a girl said, give me a hint. I said, okay, it's from a poem called The Merriman, Sir Walter Scott. It's in like the 36th stanza of this poem that goes on for page after page after page. I don't even think I read the whole thing. Yeah, he's talking about a war. Let me take you on a little riverboat ride. Mississippi River, won't you be a good friend of mine? Take me to my baby and get me there on time. Well, if the river runs dry, baby, guess that means goodbye. Floating down the river, it's a mighty fine sight to see. Floating down the river on my way to New Orleans. Well, St. Louis was fine, but you ain't no home for me. Sitting nice and easy in my easy chair, nightly trips to Bourbon Street. Tell all the boys they better beware, 'cause there ain't gonna be no peace when I get there. Oh, I swear, you can barely see the shoreline beneath the pale moonlight. Having visions of my baby and how I'll hold her tight. Well, if you knew my baby, Lord, you'd say she's out of sight. She fixed me breakfast, bring it up to my bed. And when I'm worried, she'll ease my aching head. This riverboat won't take me home, Lord, I might as well be dead. Oh, but the paddle wheel keeps spinning on around and around, pushing us all along. Hope the captain's going full speed ahead, so I can get back soon to the place where I belong. It won't be long. Mississippi River, well, you've been a good friend of mine. Got me to my baby, brought me here on time. Well, it's been a real nice trip and I sure had a mighty fine time. Yeah, it's been a real fine trip and I sure had a doggone good time. Thank you so much. I'd like to tell you that I did a bunch of research on the 30s in Hollywood and did character studies and figured out what was going on in that time, in that era. That's what I'd like to tell you, but the truth of the matter is I made the whole damn thing up. This is called Being Sarah Lawrence. Sarah Lawrence was a C-list actress in the pin-up craze of the Second World War. Signed a contract with Louis B. Mayer, but that ain't what she came out to California for. Sarah Lawrence, she could work a party with Midwestern charm and expensive perfume, but needing more than looks and talent, Sarah could smell the old money in the room, and it was very good being Sarah Lawrence, queen of the Hollywood Hills. So very good being Sarah Lawrence, being Sarah Lawrence. Sarah Lawrence, she married quite well, Not that it matters, but his name was O'Malley. More germane to the telling of this story, hubby owned half of Silicon Valley, and it was very good being Sarah Lawrence, queen of the Hollywood Hills. So very good being Sarah Lawrence, being Sarah Lawrence. She was adored by all the stars, from Olivier to Mel Torme. But Sarah Lawrence, she lived in a time that's long since gone away. Sarah Lawrence, she died on her birthday in her own bed of Mulholland Way. Spent a chunk of her life savings on a headstone you could read from the Ventura Freeway. It was very good being Sarah Lawrence, queen of the Hollywood Hills. So very good being Sarah Lawrence, being Sarah Lawrence, being Sarah Lawrence, Sarah Lawrence. Thank you so much. I'm going to do a couple more, and I'm going to get out of the way and let Randy and Mom do their thing, which is why I came tonight, to hear them.
Yeah, didn't that work better?
Yes, it does. It doesn't matter. With this hat in particular, it does work better. And this is the only cover song I've ever put on a record. And Randy and I have talked about this. I did pay. Unfortunately, I didn't get to pay the family because the Newberrys no longer own this song. Because, well, Roy Acuff bought it up a long time ago. And then now Sony owns it. Anyways, this is an old Kenny Rogers in the first edition tune that was not written by Kenny Rogers, was written by Mickey Newberry, a fellow Texan. I like to play this one a lot. Woke up this morning, the sun was out shining in. I found my mind in a brown paper bag and then tripped on a cloud, fell 8 miles high, cut my mind on a jagged sky. Just dropped in, see what condition my condition was in. Yeah, just dropped in, see what condition my condition was in. I pushed my soul into a deep dark hole and I followed in. I saw myself crawling out as I was walking in. Got so tight I couldn't unwind. Saw so much it broke my mind. Just dropped in, see what condition my condition was in. Yeah, just dropped in, see what condition my condition was in. Someone painted April Fools, big black letters on a dead-end sign. I had my foot on the gas, ran off the road and blew my mind. 8 miles from Memphis, and I got no spare. 8 miles straight up downtown somewhere. Just dropped in, see what condition my condition was in. Yeah, I just dropped in, see what condition my condition was in. I said I just dropped in. Mr. Mickey Newberry. This is the last song on the new CD, which, and I'm not going to make a big picture, but if you like what you're hearing, I'm going to steal Ken Gaines's line. If you like what you're hearing and you'd like to take me home with you without having to fix me breakfast in the morning, the way to do that is to buy a CD. If you'd like to take me home with you, we'd really, really appreciate that. And there's business cards there too. I'm on Facebook, Reverb Nation, YouTube, probably places on the web I don't even care to know about. But yeah, in the music room, well, that one I care about. This is a song, when I was in Houston, those 3 nights in a motel a week, I would spend a lot of time recording into my phone. And I'd send Deb whatever I was working on that night and get feedback, well, what do you think about this? So I recorded this little lick and sent it to her, and I didn't hear from her. And I said, well, Deb, and I didn't hear from her. So the next morning I said, Debbie, did you get the song that I sent you last night? She said, yeah, it put me to sleep. So I took that as a hint, and I wrote her a night-night song. Sandman calls your number, and you hear golden slumbers whisper your name. I know I'm about to lose you. You're living hard days too, and no one needn't blame. Go on to the land of never never, where pixie dust is still in play. Just one thing I need to say before you drift away. I hope you rest and sleep in peace. But most of all, my dear, I wish for you the sweetest of dreams. Feeling's ever been more true. My arms ache just to hold you, watch you gently drift. Feels like I'm hiding from you, out doing this thing that I do, calling it a gift. The lonesome part of the open road, it's a price you get to pay. Best I got tonight's a cellular device from 200 miles away. I hope you rest and sleep in peace. But most of all, my dear, I wish for you the sweetest of dreams. conversations can be about anything, and yet I always end up saying the same thing. I hope you rest and sleep in peace. But most of all, my dear, I wish for you the sweetest of dreams. Most of all, my dear, sweetest of dreams. Thank you all so very, very much. Thank you, Randy. Thank you, Helen. Love you all so much.
Keith Ray, guys.